Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Tuesday, May 20th. We had an exciting weekend of baseball. We hope you all had a great weekend. And like I said, it was an exciting weekend of baseball. Rivalry weekend is what they were calling it. We had some old school matchups, old school rivalries, and it's even some new ones. So it was a great, exciting weekend, like I said, across the league. And before we get into the action, I just want to make an announcement. The new format we're going to have for the show is we're going to do it twice a week. We're going to do Mondays and then Thursdays. Mondays, we're going to be able to catch up with the action from the weekend. And then Thursday, we'll be able to dive into the action that took place Monday through Wednesday. So pretty much, we're going to go series by series. That's going to be the main the idea behind it. Also, I took a day off yesterday. I know I said today's Tuesday. I took a day off yesterday because the Braves were off. So I said, Braves are off. I might as well give myself a day off. So, but now, going forward, we're going to do Mondays and Thursdays. And if not, obviously, I'll make an announcement if no show is going on. But anyways, let's dive right into it then, guys. Let's dive right into it with our first segment.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
Time for Tomahawk Takes, where we dive into the previous Braves game or the previous Braves series. And this is an exciting one because we are now sponsored. And this segment is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSEAT for $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Again, use code CHOPSEAT for $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. If you want to go catch the next Subway Series, use code CHOPSEAT. If you want to go watch the Knicks in the playoffs against the Pacers, use code CHOPSEAT. If you want to go see Bad Bunny, Taylor Swift, Shakira, she's out on tour, use code CHOPSEAT. So once again, for the fifth time, go to SeatGeek and use code CHOPSEAT for $20 off your first purchase. Anyhow, let's dive into the action for the from the weekend. And the Braves were at Boston Braves. Old school feel to it. Boston Braves. It was the Atlanta Braves against the Boston Red Sox. And your Atlanta Braves win the series. They take 2 out of 3. Friday's game, they won that one by a final score of 4-2. And this was a good one, a good starting pitching matchup between Chris Sale and Gary Crochet. This was, again, like I said, a real good one. Chris Sale pitches 7 innings, allows just 1 run on 5 hits, striking out 8 batters. We had an offensive spark from Matt Olson and Sean Murphy, who go back-to-back with solo jacks in the second inning, giving the Braves an early lead. And it was pretty much all Braves in that one. And Raisel Iglesias came in to secure the save despite allowing 1 run in the 9th. Still a little shaky for my boy. Still giving up runs, but hey, it is what it is. He shut the door down on that one, and we'll take it. Game 2 on Saturday. The Red Sox win this one 7-6. This was a dramatic one, an exciting game, I got to say. The Braves offense came and showed out again. Matt Olson and also Marcell Ozuna, they go back-to-back in the first inning. And even Drake Baldwin, hey, Drake, he adds a 2-run homer in the third. The Braves were up early, and you were thinking, hey, this is going to be another easy one for the Braves. Let's get it. But no, it was not like that. There was a really, really good comeback effort by the Red Sox, who overcame a 5-0 deficit, with Jarren Duran contributing a 2-run homer and a game-tying 2-run single. And your boy, Carita, Mr. Face, Rafael Devers, he hits his first career walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th, leading the Red Sox to a comeback victory, 7-6 final score. And again, he crushed that one, man. He crushed it. He got all of that one. That was when I saw him coming up against Pierce Johnson, I'm like, yeah, that's game. That's game. But hey, there was a lot of stuff going on Braves Twitter, Braves socials about Brian Snitker and his use of the bullpen. pretty much all the high leverage guys were not in that game. They were not to be used that game. So he kind of went, except for Pierce Johnson, he kind of went with, the low leverage guys. And anyways, the bullpen collapsed. The bullpen collapsed at the end, but you got to give them credit. You got to give the Boston Red Sox some credit. They got great hitters, great at-bats they put together, and they came back from down 5-0. In Game 3, this was a good one. I was there for Game 3. This was my first time at Fenway. I got to give a shout-out to the Boston fans. Fenway was amazing. The vibes were immaculate. Everyone was like in a good mood. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was a Yankees fan, it would have been different. I would have been getting roasted and heckled the whole game, but it was good vibes over there at Fenway. I was having baseball carnivals with some of the fans. It was awesome, man. So shout out to you guys. I'm definitely going to go back again. Hopefully next year we get another series with you guys, and yeah, I'll be there, man. This is awesome. And I found street parking too. Free 99. Boy, I was lit. I was hyped when I found that street parking. Anyways, it was a final score of 10-4. The offense exploded for the Atlanta Braves. They amassed 16 hits and drew 7 walks. Marcell Ozuna, also he hit, yo. I gotta say, when you see one go over the monster in person, it hits different, bro. This dude got all of it. He took, what's the street called back there? Lansdowne or whatever. Yo, he smacked. I think it hit somebody in the head, bro. Honestly, I think it did. He got into that one. That was a 2-run homer. He drove in 3 RBIs. Alex Verdugo and Austin Riley each collected 3 hits as well. On the pitching side, Spencer Schwellenbach, he pitched 7 innings, allowing 4 runs on 6 hits. He earned a win, and those 4 runs were on Devers' grand slam in the 3rd inning. That one went right above me, bro. Like, again, when he came up with the bases loaded, I'm like, this dude about to get into one. I just don't know where he's going to hit it. He hit it right to the section where I was at. I was on the 1st row. He probably hit it to maybe the 8th row or something like that. I'm not sure. I just know it went over me. I'm like, I might catch this one. Nah, you ain't catching that, bro. That's still gone. So a grand slam for Devers in the 3rd. That was his 9th of the season, but that was all the Red Sox were able to score. Braves won 10-4, and they now improve to 24-23, moving them above 500 for the 2nd time after an 0-7 start to the season. And the Red Sox fell down to 24-25. Now, there were some games yesterday they won, so they should be at 25-25. They beat the Mets yesterday 3-1. But anyways, it was great to see the offense wake up, especially in the final game. They put up a total of 20 runs and 36 hits in the series, which was great to see. Great to see the guys doing what we know they're capable of doing. The starting pitching continues to be phenomenal, giving the offense a chance. We saw that with all the starters came out, and the only thing is the bullpen, man. Our bullpen, it's just, I feel like that's the main area that Alex Anthopoulos should focus on when it comes to making improvements before the deadline. I believe in the guy. I trust him. I'm pretty sure he's going to work something out and get us a solid upgrade. So, I'm excited to see what he's going to do before the trade deadline. I know we got Craig Kimbrell down in AAA, but he's not peak prime. Craig Kimbrell, I can't even speak, bro. Craig Kimbrell, he's not in his peak or in his prime. So, we can't put much stock into that if they end up bringing him up and sending someone down. But it's not like he's gonna come in and start, closing out games. But who knows? Maybe it's an upgrade from one of the arms that we have right now. So, again, excited to see. But for the most part, it was a great series for us. Again, the offense woke up, and hopefully they're able to continue it going forward. So that was it for Tomahawk Takes, and now we'll head into our next segment.
It's time for the MLB.
Now it's time for the MLB, where we take a look at the action from around the league. And like I said, it was an exciting one, rivalry weekend. And to start off, we had the Subway Series, Yankees versus the Mets. The Yankees dominated the Mets, clinching the series with an 8-2 victory on Sunday. Cody Bellinger starred with a grand slam. I was watching that one. He reached base 5 times, while former Yankee Juan Soto faced boos from the Bronx crowd in his return. He ended up going 1 for 10 with 4 walks, 2 runs, 1 stolen base, and 2 strikeouts in the series. So a little bit of trouble looming in Queens. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there trouble looming? Is just a little rough stretch? What's going on? What's going on? I know you guys lost last night, and now they're in second place. We'll see that when we get into the standings. But that was that for the Subway Series. The next one we had was a crosstown classic, your Chicago Cubs versus the Chicago White Sox. The Cubs end up sweeping this one, extending their winning streak in the rivalry to 8 games. Seiya Suzuki contributed to 2 RBIs, and Colin Rea pitched effectively to secure the 6-2 win on Sunday. Next, we had the Citrus Series, the Miami Marlins versus the Tampa Bay Rays. That's a funny one. I just picture a whole bunch of oranges, rolling around the stadium. It was funny. Anyways, the Marlins, they take 2 out of 3 games against the Rays, including a decisive 5-1 win on Sunday, reclaiming Florida bragging rights. They got Florida back in their grasp, and they're going to have to wait till next year to see if the Rays take that one back. Next, we had the Freeway Series, the Dodgers versus the Angels, and surprisingly, the Angels sweep the Dodgers, capping the series with a 6-4 victory on Sunday. Logan O'Hoppe led the offense with 5 ribbies, including a 3-run homer. Then we had the Lone Star Series, Astros versus Rangers. They both split. They split this one, 2-2. Houston secured a 4-3 comeback win in the finale, highlighted by Isaac Paredes' 3-run homer. Then we had the Bay Bridge Series, your Giants versus the Athletics. The Giants end up winning this one on Sunday 3-2, and they actually end up sweeping the series. So your Athletics dropped 3 games in that one. Then we had Tigers versus Blue Jays. The Tigers win the series against the Blue Jays with Spencer Torkelson delivering a go-ahead RBI single in the 3-2 victory on Sunday. Next, we had Terry Francona returning to Cleveland in the Ohio Cup, the Reds versus the Cleveland Guardians, and they defeat the Guardians 3-1 on Sunday, making it their 3rd consecutive win in the Ohio Cup rivalry. I believe they got swept. I believe they swept them. Yeah, they did sweep them. Then we had the Beltway Series, Washington Nationals versus the Orioles, another sweep. The Orioles are not looking good right now, I got to say. Not looking good. We're going to get into a little bit of their managerial situation going on, but they get swept by the Nationals. Nationals win the game on Sunday 10-4. They extend their winning streak in the Beltway Series to 3 games. Also, we had the Vetter Cup. I believe this was named after one of the guys in Pearl Jam. Mariners versus Padres. Seattle Mariners sweep the San Diego Padres, outscoring them 15-3 over the series, and it was a dominant performance by the Mariners. This solidifies their position atop the AL West. Next, we had the Keystone State Series, the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Pirates. The Phillies sweep this one. Then the final game, Paul Skeens, he goes 8 innings with 9 Ks, 1 run allowed, but that's not enough as the Pirates are a shutout, and the Phillies win this one by a final score of 1-0. Next, we had the Minnesota Twins versus the Brewers. The Twins came in hot. Them boys were hot. They had won 11 games in a row coming into this one, and they win the first 2, making it a 13-game winning streak. But the Brewers win the final game 5-2, and they snapped that 13-game win streak. But Minnesota, you guys were killing it during the streak, man. That was amazing. That was great to see. And they turned their season around. I remember when the Braves were playing them, we actually swept them in that series, and they were struggling. And I think they were struggling a few games after that. But look, 13 games in a row, they doubled their win total. They were at 13 games now. I think they're at 26. So that's good to see from them. 2 more series here. We're going to get into the St. Louis Cardinals at the Royals, the I-70 series. The Royals win Sunday's game 2-1, but the Cardinals win the first 2 and the series. And then Rockies at D-backs. The D-backs win this series 2-1, thanks to Ketel Marte's solo homer in the first inning of the final game on Sunday, which they won 1-0. So that was the action around the league. Since it's Monday, we're going to look at the standings, and they are as follows. New York Yankees are now 27-19. Boston Red Sox 24-25. 4.5 games back. Your Toronto Blue Jays 5 games back at 22-24. Tampa Bay Rays 21-26, 6.5 games back. And the Baltimore Orioles, the struggling Orioles, 15-31. They are now 12 games back. At the Central, AL Central, Detroit Tigers, 31-17, the best record in the majors. They are ahead of the Twins, who are 26-21. They are ahead of them 4.5 games. Kansas City Royals, 27-22. They are also 4.5 games back. Cleveland Guardians, 25-21, 5 games back. And this is the last time I'm probably going to read this team's record. Chicago White Sox, 14-34, 17 games back. I think we could say they're done. They're finished. You're finished, pal. You're finished. So we're not going to read their record anymore. No disrespect. Anyways, AL West, Seattle Mariners atop of that one, 27-19. Houston Astros, 25-22, 2.5 games back. Texas Rangers, 25-23, 3 games back. Your Athletics, 22-26. They're starting to drop a little bit, 6 games back. And the LA Angels, who just swept the Dodgers, 21-25, 6 games back. Now we head to the National League in the NL East. Your Philadelphia Phillies, 29-18, take over the Mets. The Mets, what's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? How you doing? 29-19, half a game back. They're still there. You guys shouldn't worry. Just take it easy. Get a coffee, get a bagel, get a pizza, get a slice of pizza, bro. Y'all chilling. Take it easy. Our Braves, 24-23, 5 games back. Your Washington Nationals, 21-27, 8.5 games back. And your Miami Marlins, 9.5 games back, standing at 19-27. Now we go to the NL Central. Chicago Cubs, 28-20. St. Louis Cardinals, 27-21. They're just 1 game back of them. Cincinnati Reds, 25-24. They're coming off the sweep. They're now 3.5 games back. Milwaukee Brewers, 23-25. They're 5 games back. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, 15-33. I think we got to call these guys out too. I think this might be the last time to read their names. In the standings, they're 13 games back, again at 15-33. Yeah, I think they're finished. What do you guys think? I mean, the White Sox are 17 games back. These guys are 13 games back. I think we could give them a chance. We'll see how they're looking the next time we do the standings. But in the NL West, LA Dodgers 29-19. They're in first place. San Diego Padres 27-18. They're just half a game back. San Francisco Giants 28-20. They're a game back. Arizona Diamondbacks 26-22. They're 3 games back. And this team, I'm calling them. They're finished. You're finished, pal. You're finished. Colorado Rockies 8-38. 20.5 games back. I think they might be in the running for the worst team in history. It's crazy to say that when we just saw the Chicago White Sox do it last year. But the Rockies trying to one-up them, and it's not a good one-up. It's not a good type of one-up, but they're trying to do it. They're trying to do it. But that's the standings for now. Again, there were some games yesterday. It might be a little bit updated, but anyways, we'll be back. We'll be back on track on Thursday, and we'll be able to revisit those again. And some more news around the league. We had the rivalry weekend, like I said. It sets a record. MLB's inaugural rivalry weekend captivated fans nationwide, achieving the highest pre-Memorial Day attendance since 2012 of over 1.6 million attendees. Saturday's games marked the second most watched day ever on MLB TV, and merchandise sales surged by 45% compared to the same weekend last year. So again, like I said, it was a real exciting weekend of baseball. And, you know, I hope they keep doing this. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep doing it because you can see the results. You can see the intense rivalries. And they should keep going forward with this one. The Mets facing mounting concerns. The New York Mets have dropped out of first place in the NL East, like I mentioned, since being there for the first time since April 9th. Highlighting 3 critical issues: offensive struggles at key positions. You got to get that defense up, guys. Work on them grounders, work on them throws, man. You got to execute these plays, Pete Alonso. A high walk rate among pitchers and underperformance with runners in scoring position. These challenges come as the Phillies ascend to the top of the division. Like I said, they're half a game up on the Mets. Ronald Acuna Jr., El Abusador, La Bestia, nearing return to the Braves lineup. The star outfielder is on the verge of returning to MLB action after a year-long recovery from a torn ACL suffered in May 2024. His rehab assignment with AAA Gwinnett has been impressive, boasting a 4.44, 6.67, and 1.222 slash line, including 2 homers, 6 walks, and no strikeouts over 4 games. Notably, he crushed a 420-foot homer on May 17th, signaling his readiness. MLB.com's Mark Bowman suggests a potential return to the Braves lineup as early as Friday, May 23rd. We are excited for that one because we are getting the whole squad back. It's like the Avengers getting back together. Strider coming in tonight to pitch his second start of the season after going down with the hamstring injury. We're going to get into that one in a bit. And Ronald Acuna Jr. coming back. Profar is going to be coming back in June. Reynaldo Lopez, hopefully he's able to come back. So we're getting the Avengers back, guys. We're getting them back. It's going to and we're starting to play better baseball already. So imagine when these guys come back, everyone's clicking, everything's, all cylinders, baby. It's going to be good. And down in Baltimore, Brandon Hyde, he is dismissed as Orioles manager. They parted ways with him following a disappointing 15-28 start to the 2025 season. Despite leading the team to the playoff appearances in 2023 and 2024, the Orioles' struggles, including underperformance from key players like Adley Rutschman, prompted the change. Tony Mansolino, the third base coach, has been appointed interim manager, and they also dismissed field coordinator and catching instructor Tim Cousins. And World Baseball Classic news, Andrew Jones, Braves legend, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. Don't at me. He should be in the Hall of Fame. He has been named manager for the Netherlands in the upcoming World Baseball Classic in 2026 next year. That is it for the MLB. And now we're going to head into our next segment.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It is time for the Braves forecast, where we preview the upcoming series for the Atlanta Braves. And that is a 3-game set starting tonight against the Washington Nationals in D.C., where Spencer Strider returns. It's a 6:45 p.m. start, and it's Spencer Strider. He is 0-1 with a 3.6 ERA. This is just his second start of the season. First one was in Toronto before going down with a hamstring injury. Facing off against the left-hander Mitchell Parker, who is 3-3 with a 4.32 ERA. He gave up 4 runs against the Braves last week in 4 2/3. The Nationals are coming off a sweep over the O's, like I said, over the weekend, so they'll be looking to keep that momentum going against the Braves. Key players to watch for the Nationals, C.J. Abrams. He's coming off a 2-homer game, and you could just tell he's just such a catalyst at the top of the order. We saw that when they were playing against the Nationals last week. He's been pretty good on offense. Just got to work on his defense a little bit. But again, he's been a catalyst at the top of the lineup for them. And Dylan Cruz, who provides both offensive punch and defensive prowess in the outfield. He's another key player to watch. And for our Atlanta Braves, again, we're going to keep an eye on Spencer Strider returning from the IL. And his performance tonight could set a tone for the series and for the rest of the year for our Atlanta Braves. And Matt Olson, who had a much-needed offensive surge out in Boston. We'll see if he can keep that going in this series. So, again, we're going to start this series with the Nationals, who are coming in hot with a 3-game sweep over the Orioles. And we're going to try and stay afloat over 500. So, I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think we will win this series. We should be able to win this one. 2 out of 3 is all we need. I'm not asking for a sweep. I'm not going to get too greedy. But 2 out of 3, that's a win in my eyes. And we'll see how the rest of the teams in the division keep doing. The Phillies, we're going to keep an eye on them. We're going to keep an eye on the Mets, who are up in Boston right now. So, yeah, that's it for today, man. That's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Again, if you haven't followed on Instagram, make sure you follow us at the Chop Seat Pod. And on YouTube at the Chop Seat. Make sure to submit any takes, any questions, anything you guys want to say. We're going to have them on the show on from the Bleachers segment. We still haven't debuted that one, but we're going to have that one pretty soon. And again, I'm working on the videos for YouTube, so make sure you subscribe so you can see when those videos are up and going. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are all caught up now with the action from around the league that went on this weekend, rivalry weekend, and hope your teams do well in these next coming days until we speak again on Thursday. So I'm your host, Vic. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you next time.